Hey everybody. Happy Friday. I hope you guys are doing well and feeling amazing as you should. So I wanted to come on here really quickly and talk because I've been feeling into the collective energy, and it's two things that's coming up right now that I just, want to share. I want to share, and I definitely want to uplift whoever I can so that you guys can get these gems, feel empowered, and keep going. So the first thing that I want to talk about, that I've been feeling a lot into when it comes to the collective, is like hopelessness. Working on manifestations, new year coming up, so many changes, so many transitions for those doing the work. And I get it that at times, it's like inside you can feel that it's coming, but you don't know when it's coming. And you feel a little impatient, like it's not going to happen. I'm here to like pull your ass out of that, because I don't want you thinking that all the work you have done thus far has been for nothing. And I don't want you to stay in that negative energy and those low vibrations, and being counterproductive and counterintuitive of what it is that you're actually working on. It's coming. It is closer than you could imagine if you're doing the work. It's coming. It is coming. And I'm telling you, like, you think that it's going to be, something like, okay, yeah, I've been manifesting this, it's gonna be cool. No, this shit is about to blow your mind. That's how big it is. That's how your mind can't even wrap around it, which is why you feel, so much anguish or anxiety, sleepless nights. Believe me, I am talking from experience. This is not, you are not alone. Whenever I'm tapping into the collective, some things are for me, but majority of the time it's not for me. I'm just absorbing the energy, and sometimes I'm obedient and I share, and sometimes it takes me the fuck out because I was working on the balance, but I've been doing my work, and I'm really happy with the balance that I've been able to alchemize. But keep going. Don't give up, and don't feel like your blessings are not coming. It is. Have hope, okay? And have some patience. That is what I am leaning into, patience. And just enjoy yourself right now. Right now, I'm just resting. I'm resting because I know that things are about to pick up for me. And you're going to wish you had this rest that they are ushering you into right now. But it's just for you to build up your energy, for you to work on your gifts, and for you to just stay in a clear, grounded, and centered, atmosphere, so that you are in the position to receive the very thing that they're working on and conspiring on your behalf. And then the second thing that I wanted to talk about, that I also had to lay at my altar and give to my guides, is we're in the season of thieves. Then my teeth every rotting right now. From physical shit to verbiage to everybody, not everybody, I'm not gonna say everybody, but a lot of people, those that I'm talking to in the collective, who feel like part of like another reason why you may feel hopeless, or you may feel like, well, what the hell, like, do you hear me? Are you hearing my prayers? Is my prayers getting to you, Lord? Because what's going on? Like, you would say something like, let's take people who are putting content out there, right? You may share something and it doesn't get as many views as you would like for it to get, or touch as many people as you would like for it to touch. But then you see somebody else that you feel the energy, and that they stole that shit from you. They stole it from you. And that ego come up, and you're like, hold on now. So this person, you just gonna sit there and act like you didn't teach this from me or from somebody else. But I want you to use those who is having that experience. I want you to use your discernment. And I also want you to forgive. Because at the end of the day, it's flattery. That's how the fuck I take it. But I also understand the responsibility and the integrity that you need to have, especially when you have been evolving and doing your work on your journey. And part of that is sharing with the collective what it is that you have learned, so that they can learn as well and apply it to their own journey. But there are going to be people out here who don't want to do the work, but they want to take your work and take your, your knowledge, your wisdom, and then pass it off as their own. But that's why I'm asking you to use discernment, because I'm pretty sure you have come in contact with someone who was not pure. They weren't pure, and they were just playing a role. They were just playing a character and saying, okay, well, this is what this looks like, but I don't want to do the work. I want to skip past that so I can materialize on this or monetize this. And, I'm going to just take this for right now. But understand this, right? For the people who are stealing it from you and they're going to go run with it and do their thing, it's not sustainable. So you don't have to have that negative energy towards them. You can understand where it came from. Some people don't know how to heal on their own or how to be authentic. And so they try to, imitate or mimic what they see, but it's not genuine. And so don't be concerned with the fact that, okay, this may be happening to you. Be more concerned with the fact that, damn, that person really had to stoop that low to feel like they had to go and do that. But you don't have to be the one to right the wrong. You don't have to have that energy stay with you and feel like, okay, everything that you're doing is in vain. It's not. Because let me tell you what they can't fake. They can't fake these downloads. They can't fake this work with the ancestors and with the guides, with the angels, with the universe. They can't fake that. A lot of times people are doing, they're using different divination tools in order to further open up those channels. But the gift is already there. If you're chosen, you're just using that as a right now thing, but you don't need it in order to be able to give someone advice or guide them along their journey. And the reason why I'm saying that, and I chose to just, because when I brought it to my guides and I was like, am I tripping? Because it was I don't want to share too much because people are nosy, right? And people focus on the wrong damn thing and drama, and I'm not interested in that. So no, thank you. But what I will say when I brought it to my guides is that I noticed the timing. It was like, I would put out a video, then this person would come behind me and, regurgitate what I said, but just paraphrase it in a different way. And I peeped it. But I didn't want to stay in that energy, so I gave it to my guides and I left it at my altar. And as I've been continuing to just do my thing, I've been getting different pieces of that download, and I was like, okay, And the big thing they kept telling me was to forgive. Just forgive. And so I said, all right, cool. I forgive that person. And many people, because they ain't the first damn person that stole shit from me. But you can steal, but you can't execute. There's a difference, okay? There's a difference. So don't worry about what you think somebody is taking from you or what you think somebody is trying to, go and pass off as their own. It's not sustainable. You keep doing you the authentic way. You keep showing up and helping people as much as you can with the guides and the gifts and the powers that you possess. Don't be concerned with them. They're going to have to right their wrong. Let the guides take care of, that karma that their asses is due to receive. Let them deal with that. But you keep focusing on you because you're close. And I don't want you to get caught up in the energy of right now. People are just holding on to whatever the hell they can. And yeah, it's not always right, but you don't have to be the one to right that wrong, is what I really want you to say. And that happened to me because when I started focusing on the bigger picture and I forgave that person, right? I've been on about my business, as I am here today in my last video and the one before that, because I've been peeping it. It's been happening my entire life, but right now in this space it was happening a lot, and I just happened to see it because I don't really scroll on social media. Social media is not my thing. YouTube is my thing. So I'm not really there enough to see if other people are, stealing the information or not. But when I focused on forgiveness and just looking at the bigger picture, what I was able to sit with is that, does it really matter? It doesn't. And the reason it doesn't matter is because even if they weren't authentic, but they stole it from me, I know that I am authentic. And so the message that they just decided to go and take, and they're now sharing it with their audience, at least the message is being shared. If it's activating people, that's all the fuck I care about. I can't be concerned with always the messenger if it's not me. I can't do this work alone. Nobody should. You know, we all need each other, but I just wish that it was more authenticity. I wish it was more just integrity, because I don't know, like I just had to really sit and look at it from all parts. And then even with me, if we really want to talk about it, you can say nothing that I ever share, nothing that I ever do can I take the credit for, because at the end of the day, it was passed to me by my ancestors. At the end of the day, it's my guides that place these downloads on my heart and on my mind in order for me to share, in order for me to help myself and help other people. So I can't be concerned with it, because what they stole wasn't originally mine to begin with. It's in my bloodline, but technically we're all connected. So that's what I'm saying. If you look at it from different angles, it doesn't really matter. It's still being shared. And so much so, after I released that and I was able to forgive that person and everybody else that did it, and just get back in a better place to continue doing the work that has been placed on my heart. Day before yesterday, my good friend, my good soul sister was over here, and we had planned for her to do a trip because, you know, once a month since I began, I like to do a mushroom trip if it's placed on my heart. And this month I said, okay, I'm going to do another one. And so she said, all right, I would like to do it with you. So she came over, I set the mood. I really made sure that the space was cleansed and just ready for her so that I can support her during her first trip, because this was my third and it was her first. And I remember my first trip, and whoo, it was an experience. But thank God for my guides. So when I did that, it was such a beautiful experience, but it was different for me because this was the first time that I actually really tripped with someone. Because the first time, you know, babe, she didn't trip. Okay, she ended up throwing all her shit up, and she wasn't in the right space to receive it at that time. So in this instance, this was the first time I was really actually tripping with someone. But as I continue on my own journey of spiritual enlightenment and developing my gifts and my powers, I always knew that yes, I can feel into people's energy and that I could see their soul. And when I say see their soul for me means that when people are talking to me about their life, about their whatever concerns they're having right now, I can see the lessons in which they are to learn. I can see into where they are in their journey and what is triggering them from in their childhood and their upbringing. So that's what it means for me to see into their soul. Now, I could do that without, you know, any effort, any type of plant medicine, any type of psychedelics. It was just always a gift of mine, but I didn't understand how much, you know, it would grow until that moment of doing the mushroom trip with my soul sister. And when I realized she was having an experience during her journey where she kept getting stuck in this same loop, you know, because you really are journeying when you're on this mushroom. And so she got stuck, and I was able to alchemize that energy. I was able to help her. I was able to jump into that timeline with her and help move that energy for her to, you know, move on through her journey so she wouldn't get stuck in that place. And it was crazy because not even after, but in the middle of us tripping, of course, you know, you have to purge. And as you purge, it will come out however it needs to come out. In this situation, it was tears. And we peed like 50 fucking times during this damn trip. And so we went to the restroom. Sorry, y'all. We went to the restroom, and when we came back, I had a feeling like I just felt, that's when I started to feel all of our guys around us. And I remember the petition that I wrote, you know, to my guides. And I'm probably going to share a sentence out of it because, you know, y'all be nosy. And my petitions are private. But I want to just read off this line really quickly to better explain what I'm talking about. I should have had my stuff together, but y'all know how I do. It be impromptu time, okay? Let's see. So, 2 sentences. One of them was I call in the understanding of what my true gifts and powers are and how to properly and lovingly use them to help myself and others. And another part was I embody the goddess, the shaman, the healer, the reflector, teacher, and unicorn within me, guiding me along my journey. And I don't think I'm going to share any more. But it was other specifics that I placed in there for my petition of what I wanted to experience on my trip. And I did pray for my soul sister because, of course, I was supporting her, but that wasn't my main goal until we got into the trip. And when I helped to alchemize that energy for her, I could feel into her soul. And when I was having that experience, it was just so profound because, for one, I wasn't planning on that. It wasn't something I ever was able to do. But in me, I truly, with everything in me, petitions are so powerful. They're powerful. And like I was explaining to her, the best way for you to have the best trip is to set up your space for it to be the positive trip that you want to experience. And understand that although you may trip anywhere between 4 hours upwards, depending on how much you take, you're still going to unpack that as you come down, and even the days and maybe a week or two after. That is at least my experience, because you have to remember we're spiritual beings inside of a human avatar. Your human avatar cannot take as much of that download of the reprogramming, because when you take plant medicine, as I was explaining to her, the thing that I love about plant medicine that has helped me so much on my journey is that, yes, you can set the tone and you can write a petition and you can work with your guides, but your soul knows that plant medicine. So when it enters into your body, it knows exactly where to go. You don't really have to, fight it. And that's why I explained to her, whatever is prevalent at your mind in that moment and what really, really needs your attention is the first thing it's going to go to. And you may not be able to understand it because, again, with plant medicine, for me, to think of it in the moment, it will ruin the experience, because your mind cannot understand it. It cannot comprehend it. It won't be able to wrap its mind around it. So instead, feel into it, and then you can think of it after you come down when you're in reflection. So it was just powerful. But you don't have to worry about people that steal things from you, because they only can steal a certain amount. They can never steal the real thing, because there's only one of us each. Okay? And no matter how much they try to imitate you, no matter how much they try to mimic you, your gifts are your gifts. And the crazy thing about this shit is that we are all gifted. We all have these gifts and these powers, but it takes development, and it takes sacrifice, and it takes you really choosing to journey back to self so that you can develop those gifts, because they're not going to give you those gifts plus those blessings and everything else that you've been asking for if you haven't been using your gift for good and with integrity and with responsibility. The fact that my friend decided to support me, and when I came back, she said, I felt like this in this experience, because we were still tripping midway through, like, you're a spiritual doula. And every time that I've heard about spiritual doulas before then was always in the terms of pregnancy, post-pregnancy, birth, and pre-pregnancy, birth, and post-pregnancy. And I never really understood or even journeyed down that road, even as I'm writing my business plans for, my mission. Parts of it did touch on that, but I never ever put it into terms in that sense. And I definitely never had an experience like I did the other day. And I know, and so the day after we tripped, and I was talking to my guys, and I was like, wow, I really could see myself being a spiritual doula, but in my own sense of really helping people to take plant medicine a safe way, in a safe space, in a safe environment, non-judgment. And I'm definitely going to try to crop down some of our videos, because I took several of them, but there's a lot of personal information on there that was shared, just a private moment. And so y'all can't be all up in the damn business. So I have to crop some shit out so that I can share it. And of course, ask for her permission, because she's on some of the clips, and I don't want to share such an intimate moment between her and I. But yeah, it was dope. It was definitely dope. But the next day after that, because she tripped for about 5 hours, I tripped for about 8 to 9 hours. And even after the 8 to 9 hours after I landed, I felt like I was still in the motherfucking airport looking for my baggage. Like, I was not collected like how I was the first 2 times. And I know that because I continue to ascend. And so it took me a while to ground back into my human body. Like, I still felt half of me in the astral realm, and then the other half of me in this fucking 3D world. And I wanted to stay my ass in the astral realm, but of course I had to ground back in. And then the next day, after she left, I was getting myself together, and I had a bunch of shit that I wanted to do, but I had zero fucking energy, and less energy than I did before. And so at first I was like, okay, I know that I'm picking up the collective energy, but I didn't understand fully. I knew that I alchemized the energy, and I helped her jump a timeline and get out that timeline so she can continue on to her journey of whatever else her guides wanted to show her. What I realized is that as doing that, I absorbed so much of that energy. The only way that my body could, release it was for me to cry. And when I said I cried the entire day, I cried the entire day. And so I definitely shed some tears for you guys that was in the collective that is picking up the energy of hopelessness. That's picking up the energy of how do I transmute how I'm feeling. This energy of, I feel alone. I feel hopeless. I feel like nobody understands me. I feel like everything that I'm working on is not materializing. It's not coming to fruition. What am I doing? You just need to stay grounded. Feel your emotions and feel into what it is that's really going on so that you can decipher if it's your energy or if it's not. And if it is, don't be afraid to face it. Don't be afraid to tap into whatever it is that's bothering you, because it's coming up for a reason. And if it's coming up for a reason in that moment, it's the right time for you to deal with it. But a lot of times we just suppress it. And as I was continuing to help her unpack it, after we got done tripping, I went back and I took it to a whiteboard, okay? And I took her from her trip, like the start of her trip, because although the journey in which you go is the same, what you experience for everybody is not going to be the same. When I took off from my trip, like, I get more bashful. I'm more bashful. I'm quiet. And like I told you, my light body separates from my human avatar. I don't feel here at all. I feel very light, very cold, because the wind, everything is just going through me. Like, I just feel super hollow. For her, she laughed hysterically, and that was something good that she needed, because she lost her laughter, and that was something that she needed to get back to in order for her to really transmute her energy as she was continuing to land. But the beautiful part of it, as all the emotions continues to happen and continue to grow as she was reaching the peak of her trip, it returned back to laughter, which is where she started. And so the witness day was just beautiful. I checked on her again today, and she's doing well, still unpacking, as she will, and as I am also. But people can't fake your gifts. Like, they can fake your knowledge, they can fake your wisdom, but they cannot fake your gift. Your gift is yours. And I really would encourage those people out there that want to be teeth, go and develop your gifts. You can definitely do it. That way you can speak from a place of integrity, and you don't have to deal with the karmic weight of that balance, because the guys don't play about that. They don't play about that, okay? At all. So I want you to be great. I want you to just sit in it. Just sit in your emotions. It's not as bad. It's not as bad as you think it is. And after 90 seconds, you'll be all right. And if you're not all right, start breathing again. Just really take some deep breaths so that you can anchor yourself into this space and into your healing, and stop buying into this damn program that the society has placed on all of us, that being selfish is not good. Yes, the fuck it is. You need to be selfish so that you can protect you and what matters to you, your vision, your mission, your purpose, your passions, whatever it is. You have to be selfish about that. Because if not, you're going to continue to stay in this matrix. You're going to continue to stay in this program of always giving, extending, and you have nothing for yourself. So you're not living for you. You're living for everybody else that is benefiting from you, from your energy, and from your gifts. So I love you. I pray that this message definitely touched that person that it needed to touch. And I'm excited, y'all, because my gifts are developing. But man, the term spiritual doula has taken a whole new effect on me. And I got some shit that I want to add to that. So I love you. And remember, a seed can't grow unless you're water it. So get your ass up and bless up. And if you can relate, please step out on faith and activate. I love you. And I hope you stay warm because it's cold as shit over here in Georgia. And yes, bye.